Hello and welcome to Dog Day Chess. In this episode we're going to look at counterattacking. When your opponent attacks one of your pieces, the obvious responses are to defend it or to move it to safety. However, there are times when a better option is to counterattack. Counterattacking helps to keep your pieces active and on the offensive. So I'm going to show you a few examples from my own games where counterattacking was a good way to respond to my opponent's attack. In this game I'm playing white, and my opponent pushes his pawn up to e5 to attack my rook. But this attack leaves a hole on d5, a beautiful spot for my knight. So instead of moving my rook to safety, I bring my knight to d5, attacking the queen and the bishop. The queen falls back to safety on d8, where it can protect the bishop. And now I can capture the bishop to win the bishop pair. This is a check, so my rook is still safe. Black must respond to the check. And of course he does so by capturing my knight. But my knight move had the added benefit of clearing the line of attack to d6, and now my rook can pick up an extra pawn. In this example I'm playing white, and my queen captures the hanging pawn and is now attacking the a8 rook. My opponent responded by playing bishop to e6, a smart move that lets one rook defend the other while counterattacking my queen. In this game my opponent attacks my bishop by pushing his pawn. Instead of immediately moving my bishop to safety, I counterattack by moving my rook to d1. This move creates a mating threat that black must deal with. The threat is queen to d8 checkmate. This bishop can't capture because he's pinned by my rook. Now, I didn't actually expect this move to end up in a checkmate. I was just taking the opportunity to centralize my rook, improving its position. But in the game, black actually missed the threat and captured my bishop, so I was able to carry out the mating threat. In this game, my opponent brings his bishop out to attack my knight. He's threatening to exchange these minor pieces and weaken my kingside pawn structure. If I ignore the threat and, for example, capture this hanging pawn, then white can exchange these pieces and create a hole in my king's defense. So stepping back to where the attack happened, instead of moving my knight or trying to defend it, I decided to move my rook over to g8, counterattacking the king by x-ray. Because now, if the bishop captures my knight, I can capture back with check, and the black king will be forced to move in the corner, and after a couple of more moves, I can force a checkmate. So those were a few examples where counterattacking was a better alternative to defending your piece or moving it to a safe square. As always, I hope you learned something from this episode, and thanks for watching.